Hi BookTube, I'm here today with another video for genre exploration on Vlogmas Day 11. I'm here today to talk about something near and dear to my heart, something that I love and I love collecting, and that is pop-up books. They're not just for children, they're for adults. In fact, I get really nervous when there's children around my pop-up books because the pages and the pop-ups are quite delicate and I don't want them being wrecked by children, so yeah. So the first pop-up was actually created for adults in 1240 and it was a non-fiction book. The book actually no longer exists. The oldest existing pop-up book is actually a work of scholarly effort from 1775. I'm just looking at my notes, sorry. It's called The Complete Treatise on Perspective in Theory and Practice on the Principles of Dr. Brooke Taylor by Thomas Moulton, which features 3D paper mechanisms, so that's kind of cool. Basically the best way to go about exploring the genre pop-up books is to talk about the features. And there are 6 features I'd like to show you. There's a lot more than 6, but these are the funnest ones, I think. So I'm gonna pick up a pop-up book and explain the feature. So this is the Phantom of the Opera pop-up book. It is awesome. But I really want to show you this page, and this is an example of transformation. I'll show you in a second. It is where you have the reader pulls this little tab and a picture is transformed. I don't know if you can see that too well. Here we have Christine, and we pull it and there's the Phantom. Christine, pull the tab, there's the Phantom. Oh, fun, eh? So yeah, there's the Phantom of the Opera. Definitely a book for adults instead of children. Interesting, eh? The next one is called a Volvel. Let's see. And we find that here in the Little Prince pop-up book. Let's open it up to the correct page here. And it's an example of a Volvel. So you see here how it moves. This is circles of paper placed one on top of the other so that they can rotate. The Little Prince on his planet there. Ooh, and the sound is fun too. Anyways, the next example, the next feature rather, is the carousel. I'll just duck that out of the way. And we see that here in the Enchanted Castle. Now I'm missing a few pieces because this is an old book that I had when I was a kid. You can see what I mean by getting wrecked, right? With carousels, they are books that fold cover to cover to create... Oh, did I just... Oh no! I wrecked it. Oh well. To create a scene, I can fix that with some glue. So here we have the castle. And you can look through into the windows and see different scenes. Oh, there's even a bit here, forgot about this bit, that pops up. So you can have a tower there. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, so that's a carousel pop-up. Just Velcro that. Okay, I'll set that down there. The next feature is the most common, and that's the double page pop-up. So I'm just going to duck down and get another book here. And this is the Chronicles of Narnia pop-up, and I'm going to show you an example here. Let's see if I can find the correct... Where is he? Oh, it's right here. It's the first one. And that's this. So as you can see, it's attached to the 2 pages, and it uses the motion of opening to that page that sets off the pop-up. So this is obviously Aslan. Yeah, I'll show you a few more examples because this is such a beautiful example of a pop-up book. There's even little bits on the side that open up. Let's see, Horse and his boy. That one's a little more awkward. This one is quite detailed there. silver chair, and this one's pretty cool too. Oh, it comes out like this, the last bottle. Yeah, so those are examples of double page pop-ups. And then we have the spider web, which I find, this is one of my best finds of pop-up books. Let me just tell you, it's Kubla Khan, the pop-up book by Nick Bantock, who is an amazing artist. And it's a pop-up version of the story. But basically, this has a good example of a pop-up, or of a spider web pop-up. So this is kind of like a spiral that is cut, and then you kind of pull this up, and there's kind of a picture underneath as well. So it's kind of like this little interactive feature that you pull up by yourself. I think that's really cool. Yeah, so yeah, that's Kubla Khan pop-up book. How awesome is that? The last is actually called a peep show, and that's basically like looking through a window to see something. And I'm going to pick up Beauty and the Beast, the pop-up book, and show you here. On the first page we have a great example of the double page, but in these little pockets here, you pull these up, and I don't know if you can really do it on camera. It's kind of awkward to hold. But if you pull these up and you look through it, you can see a scene. It's kind of like, almost like a 3D version, because there's certain things that stick out on different levels of it. So I think that's really cool. This is, I gotta show you this page. This is an awesome page. One of my favorite pages. There. So yeah, those are the different kind of elements that make up a pop-up book. I'm just gonna tell you a bit more about what makes a good pop-up book, because there's, of course, varying degrees within the pop-up books that we see. I do have a series of kind of, they're okay pop-up books, but basically just what they do is they just cut out the picture and make them pop out from the page. There's not really a lot of depth. If you look behind, you can see kind of like the cardboard and the white of the back in it. What makes a really good pop-up book, and I'll show you again in this, is when the back and the front of the picture are detailed. So let me show you, say like this page. So we have this beautiful front pop-up, and it's, you can look at it from the top, and the back is detailed as well. It's not just left blank. And you can't see the bottom of the pages, like you can't see the back of the pages. So I think that's really like a good quality. I'm gonna take this opportunity to toot Robert Sabuda. He's an amazing pop-up book artist. The Beauty and the Beast and the Narnia one are by him. Another thing is a lot of different interactive features. So again, I'll pull up the Chronicles of Narnia, and I think there's one really cool bit here where you can kind of see the planets here. We have the main pop-up, but you can open up the page and then it adds a whole other element. So there's roses and planets, and roses and planets, and there's lots of stuff for the reader to do. Lifting up different flaps. The interactive features of the Phantom of the Opera, again, I think are really cool. There's lots of little tabs to pull. That one's missing. This is an older one. There's lots of different tabs to pull to make different things happen. I don't know if you can see that there. Again, here we have the picture, the mirror going, and we can make the boat go back and forth. So I think that adds a lot to a good pop-up book, and you can see the back of these ones are done as well. Yes. And another thing that makes a really good pop-up book, I'm going to show you. This is another really good pop-up book artist, Matthew Reinhardt. He did the Star Wars, and there's lots of different features in there. Oh, this is one of my favorite characters. Just turn the page. General Grievous. But I'm going to show you this part, and I think it's kind of broken. But this is supposed to light up. So different electronic items that you can add into your books makes for a really good pop-up book as well. See, there's a part to change the battery. I think I have to do that. So that's pop-up books. Really good ones. Yeah, check them out. Play with them. Don't be scared of them because you're an adult. A lot of them are made specifically for adults. Let me know what your favorite pop-up book is if you read them. And thank you for watching. Where did it go?